I'm trying to take it slower as well when it's not working. Alright, Scrubwell Croco, let's go. Alright, this is Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I've already explained this a few times, but whatever. So, first thing you'll notice is I'm playing on the Japanese version. You can play on the European version as well. It's just as fast. The main reason we play on the Japanese/European version is boss health. Bosses have significantly more HP on the US version than on the other versions of the game. Most runners prefer the European version because it's in English, obviously. But I'm the oddball that likes to play on Japanese. Alright, so coming up is the Baby Bowser tutorial fight. And it's really hard because you have to select no, and going fast and selecting no is kind of hard. In Superstar Saga, you could just press the B button and it would automatically select no, but this game doesn't do that for whatever reason. Hopefully we can get through the tutorial still. Alright, there's one. Alright, so we're past the Baby Bowser fight. Alright, so you might hear my mashing in the background. That's because this game's very special when it comes to mashing. None of the other Mario RPGs can you mash with the L and R button. This game's special. You can also mash with all the face buttons, so it gives quite a big opportunity to save time through mashing. The way I do it is I place my thumb in the middle of the face buttons and mash L along with it. It's pretty fast. You'll see text go by pretty fast. So basically the first 5 minutes we're just getting a lot of story, as with any RPG. Can't have a good game without a good story. Hey Frit, how are you? Alright, so if you've been following this game, you'll notice that the time has went down quite significantly. You'll see later on that this game's quite broken. Probably the third most broken Mario and Luigi game. Obviously Paper Jam is the most broken. Then Superstar Saga, then this game. You'll see what I'm talking about later on. We don't get the glitches until about 35 minutes into the run. It's pretty straightforward up until that point. But before we get to that, we have to go through some more hell again, which is selecting no. Again, why did they have to do this to this game? Who knows? Yeah, shout out to Dream Team for being broken as well. Alright, so this is Junior Shroob, the other tutorial battle. So we're gonna have to select no again. As easy as that may sound, it's really hard when you're trying to get through the text as fast as possible.
Let's go.
Alright, we did it. So this guy's gonna die, and we're gonna have a roulette wheel spin. The first of this game. So a good change they made between this game and Superstar Saga is the roulette wheel is not random. It's not random in that game either, it's just incredibly hard to time. In this game, you can actually time the wheel, so if I ever get a 1, just laugh at me, please.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Ah.
Alright, so we're headed out of Peach's Castle. We're going to more tutorials, but this time we don't have to select no, so it's much more bearable.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so time holes are a good point where you can just take a break and rest your fingers for a few seconds. Your thumb's gonna be pretty blasted after mashing so hard for so long. So here's our companion for the rest of the run, Stuffwell. Arguably the best Mario and Luigi companion. So if you don't hear a text box make a sound, that usually means you got a perfect text box. Text advances every frame, so you could technically say that's a frame perfect trick, even though it's really not sometimes. Some text is a lot harder to get it on than others. Don't really understand, but yeah. So I'm gonna try and jump just like that to initiate that text box faster. It saves like a few tenths of a second. Alright, so we're gonna be collecting items along the way. Money is not gonna be an issue. And you'll see what I mean later on. So if you're a god gamer, you can jump over this cutscene trigger and soft lock the game. That would be fastest soft lock. Alright, so this is a stair. We're gonna show off stair hopping, hopefully. Alright, so if you go in the opposite direction of any slope surface, you can do a slope jump. So basically you're just going walking speed up slopes, which normally wouldn't be possible. This is a trick that you can do in all the Mario and Luigi games, except for the Superstar Saga remake. You can just go walking speed upstairs in that game for whatever reason. They really hate speed. But it's possible in all other Mario and Luigi games that have slopes. Hey Purpose, how are you? So you're gonna get a good taste of slope jumping right here, because there are a lot of stairs. And also another tutorial battle. This one's a lot more tame though, so don't worry. Alright. So another tutorial battle. We can say no, but it doesn't lose a lot of time if you say yes. So this is a lot safer. Alright, I said no. Actually, I didn't. I moved it over to no, and then I moved it back over to yes. Hecked it, dude. Whatever. Still a good time. I hecked it, dude. So jumping into this cutscene would normally bring you down to the floor. It looks really weird. I didn't show it off, but whatever. You get the idea. So basically this entire area, I wouldn't even call it the first area of the game. It's basically just tutorials galore. Alright. Alright, so we're headed up to our, we're headed on our way to Holly Jolly Village. This is usually everyone's jolliest place in this game. So the story of this game is pretty dark. This is where people realize that. It's supposed to be Christmas time here, but they've obviously been invaded by some purple saucer thingies. The music is also very fitting to what's happening, which is the case for most of the songs in this game. So if you jump into that cutscene, you can just save Mario and Luigi walking really slow up to that point. So we're saving the mayor, who's dressed like Santa Claus. Very fittingly. Alright, you guessed it, we got another tutorial battle coming up. But this one, there are no tutorials. It's just a scripted fight. So you're always scripted to lose the fight. If you have an action replay and give yourself a bunch of PAL, you can actually win the fight. But you still lose anyway. Because it's scripted to make you die. So you get the experience from killing the guys, but then right after it shows the cutscene of you being dead. So it's a lose-lose situation. Alright, so we're dead, obviously. No way to avoid this. This run is no longer deathless. I'm sorry. So now we're going to get introduced to the other protagonists of this game. The two Babs, which you control with X and Y. This button layout for this game, very futuristic, taking full control of all the buttons. Again, we're going to be collecting items to sell later on. Alright, so a 35 is really good entering that loading zone. Alright, leaving the airship at a 44 is extremely good. So that's obviously the airship from the first game. It's just in a bit of a younger state. Whatever, though. We're never going back in there again. Just kidding. We're going right after this fight. So this is the Bros item fight. It shows you how to use Bros items with the babies. This fight's pretty slow, unless you get some luckies. Probably not gonna get any luckies. It's extremely rare that you get luckies on this fight. It is possible, though. Alright, no luckies. Just like I said, it's really rare that you actually get luckies on that fight. Alright, so Mario and Luigi are going to join us now. We're almost there. We're almost to the first real area of the game, which is Baby Bowser's castle. We're almost done. Hey, Son of Will, how are you? Yeah, this run's pretty good so far. We'll see, though. So it's also worth mentioning that Migu6, the tasser of this game, would also be coming with me, along with Ghost King, who could provide probably more interesting commentary than I could. But Migu is probably the most knowledgeable person about this game.
Good luck.
Yo, thanks for the bits. Miyu probably knows more about this game than the developers do. It's probably a false statement, but you get the idea. Alright, so I lied about how text, if it doesn't make a noise, means you got it perfect, because Princess Shroob's text is very lenient on if you get perfect text like that. It's really weird. Alright, so this cutscene offers another good handbrake. My thumb is pretty smashed right now. We're heading into the first area of the game. The first real area of the game. So we're going to be coming up on some Goombas, which are probably my 4th most hated enemy in this game. They are really dumb and really smart at the same time. They can just heck over your run if they want to. We're going to be collecting shells along the way. That's important for something later. So that was really close. You see how dumb they are. If you go over them, they'll probably just stop, meaning you'll probably jump on them. That was really lucky. Well, Luigi fell down. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna do a little parkour there. What's the worst enemy? You'll see, coming up in Yube's belly is the worst enemy in this game. We'll go through all top 4 of the worst enemies in this game. Don't worry. So obviously you don't want to fall down there, but that was a small mistake. Probably lost like 3 seconds max, so it's not a big deal. So this is probably one of the longest cutscenes in the game. Cutscenes and air quotations, because you kind of move around some during this. I would still consider it a really long cutscene. Alright. Another long finger break. Probably the longest in the game. You can go and take a pee break, I guess, if your bathroom's, like, right next to your computer. I say this because we're gonna skip the actual pee break of the run, which is the PD Piranha cutscene. Alright, so we just learned how to, coexist with one another. We're now all one big happy family. These upcoming rooms are just tutorials on how to use the babies and the big bros. Another very interesting thing to note is that Mario and Luigi's hitbox is really weird sometimes, and you can just kind of walk right through them with the babies and not to, like, join on their backs. So it's really dumb when that happens. Hopefully we won't see that though. Alright, so this fight is just one really long tutorial. Again, with the tutorials, I know. Alright, so we're gonna do something interesting with this Goomba. We're not gonna kill it, because if we did, she would respawn another Goomba. What we're gonna do is kind of bait her into keeping this Goomba. See, she would respawn another Goomba there, but luckily we didn't kill the other one. Alright, so if we get a lucky here, this Boo will die a half a turn early. Let's see if we're lucky. Doesn't look like we're gonna get lucky. Never mind, dude, we're lucky. We're lucky boys today. So that lucky saves... It saves about the time that I missed while jumping on the... while missing the jump earlier. So these boos are really interesting. We can just kind of go under them and kind of just walk by them. So if you go under an enemy and then throw the babies, that enemy will have invincibility frames. You can just kind of walk right through them. That's the only time it's useful in the entire run, so... Shoutouts to those boos for being homies. Alright, so coming up is like the last thing that we have to say no to. Good thing Stuffle asks it 3 times, so she's really sure that we don't want to learn about whatever she's wanting to teach. Alright, so I take that really slow because it's really hard to say no. Luckily we did it. Alright, so we can do something really cool here. I'm not going for it. But you can hit that frame, you can hit that block on the same frame that you start falling down, and it saves no time. But it looks really cool. Didn't go for it because I'm not a swag lord, but whatever. So this is the first Darkroom of the game. We're gonna go through it without the light, hopefully, and not fail it. If I do fail it, laugh at me, please. Alright, ha 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 ha, laugh at me. I messed it up. That's fine. Doesn't waste too much time. I could have failed it a little earlier and felt a little less bad about myself, but you get the idea, I think. Alright, yay, first try! So that was a pretty good Bowser's Castle, aside from that dumb mistake, okay? Alright, so we're basically done with Bowser's Castle, and we're gonna be heading to the, to one of my favorite areas in the game, which is Toadwood Forest. You'll see why it's a cool area, though.
Let's go.
So it probably would have just been faster to use the light block,
Oh yeah.
but, whatever. We're going for swag, not speed. Which it would have been really swag and really speedy if I got it, but it's just the chance you take, the risk you take. It's really not that hard to do that Darkroom. I know I'm kind of still stuck on the Darkroom thing, but the platforms are very generous. They're really big compared to later Darkrooms, which I will be using the lights on. Right. So basically we see that the crystal shards have some sort of power, and they kind of make the Shroobs angry.
Oh yeah.
It's also going to open the next area of the game. What's world record? 243.34. I don't even know my own PB, dude.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hey, Vidoid. Yeah, my name is a mix of Snow and Ion, I guess. I didn't mean for it to be a mix of Ion. I wanted it to be Snow, though. Not really sure where the Ion came from, if I'm gonna be honest. Lion. Oh, lion. No, I didn't even think of that. Alright, let's see if we can get Silent Toadsworth. Come on, perfect text boxes. Let's go. I didn't get it. Alright, so we're heading to Toadwood Forest. We're going to be collecting fire flowers and cannonballs along the way. For the boss of this area. Ignore my splits. They're totally not spoilers for what the boss is, by the way. Do I ever plan to run another game? Yeah, I plan to run some more Mario and Luigi games in the future. Alright, so this is probably the darkest cutscene in the run, in the game. If you've played this game before, this is where the things get really dark. Basically, the Shroobs are stealing the happiness from the toads and just making it into fuel for their UFOs. Pretty dark. Rated E for everyone.
Mamma mia. Sono lavato, l'abito. Come te toro sono patto toro poco na petoro.
Alright, so this next room is pretty straightforward. We're just heading down to the fire puzzle. Alright, so there's a piranha plant coming up that's really hard to avoid. It's not really hard to avoid, I lied. It's just scary. Hopefully I don't heck it up. It's a piranha plant in a very narrow hallway. I'm pretty sure the developers intended you to take the encounter. Not that guy. That guy, he's a loser. It's this guy right here. We're gonna have to bait him out of his hole. And we did it. It's pretty scary, not hard, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna try to hit these fire blocks with Luigi, because it's a little bit faster to do that. And I missed it. That can happen when you're trying to be cool and hit the blocks with Luigi, but it's okay. Alright, so you know how I said there are no glitches until around 35 minutes in the run? Well, now here comes the glitches. This is one of the reasons why I like this area so much. This upcoming glitch. It's one of the 2 glitches in this game that are frame perfect. It works because they didn't expect you to be jumping on spikes and trying to switch to the babies. There is one frame where you can switch to the babies right when you land on the spikes, and it cancels the spikes. It is frame perfect, so if I mess it up a few times, don't laugh at me, please. Alright, well, I messed it up. Obviously. Alright, I gotta be a swag lord. Alright, we did it. We got the double frame perfect, trick there. I messed it up at first, but then I got it the second time around. So that's 2 frame perfect inputs in a row. We just kind of mashed for that. There's no real setup. The other frame perfect trick, we will time, so it will be my fault if I mess it up. That one is just pretty much up to luck. So, It saves around a minute and a half to do this room counterclockwise instead of normal clockwise. That's because there are these really slow platforms that you have to ride when going around the normal way. And we skip that, doing it this way. So you can see there's a platform right there. We would have to ride that really slow. Luckily, this glitch excludes that. Even if you mess it up a few times, it's still faster. Alright, so now we're entering Vim Factory. Coming up is one of everyone's favorite boss fights. Mini-boss fights, kind of. The Leet Brothers. In the English version of this game, they speak in Leet, which is kind of like an old computer language that people used to meme around about, I guess. It's very dated, obviously. It's just, I guess, their way of putting in a reference in this game. I guess it was cool in 2005 to do that. So you can two-cycle these guys. It's really hard to do without a lucky. Hopefully we get it though. Not placing any bets on it though. Alright, that was good. Alright, so we're definitely not going to get it without a lucky, and I don't think we're going to get a lucky. Alright, so this is pretty normal, pretty average. You don't expect it to cycle in a run. This will kill them though. Alright, so you know how I said you can time some of the wheels? Well, this wheel is really hard to time, so I'm not going to actually try. I'm just going to kind of pray. So we got a 3 there, that's really lucky. And we got a 2, nice. Better than 1s. So something interesting to note about the fire flowers is you can throw a fireball every 7 frames with the babies, but it's every 6 frames with the adults. So the timing between the two are slightly different, and it kind of messes me up a little bit. That's the only time we'll actually throw fireballs with the babies. So it shouldn't throw me up anymore. So for whatever reason in this game, if you press up left and start to drill, it's actually faster than any other direction. I don't know why that is. Just a dumb thing with this game. Hey Yoshi boy, how are you? And hey God Neoton, how are you? So yeah, whenever you see me dig underground, I'm probably gonna try to go up left. Saves around half a second every time you do it. So it does add up over every time you drill. Alright, so here's another glitch, everyone's favorite. This game has no collision, yay, just like Paper Jam. That's the only place where this game has no collision, kind of. That's a really weird kind of collision that that wall has. You won't see us clip out of bounds anymore like that, though. There are some other places where you can just rub up against a wall and it will clip you out of bounds, but it's sub-pixel based, so we're obviously not going to go for that. So skipping that skips a hammer tutorial, which is really fun. We get to skip a really fun battle. I know it's terrible that we skip a tutorial. Luckily, we still get to see this hammer tutorial, so it's all good. So we're just going to kind of cheat and use some fire flowers during this battle. They want us to use the hammer, but we're a little too cool for that. So normally the babies would level up there if we actually went through the other hammer tutorial. So we're gonna have to fight an extra spiky guy. Which might sound really slow, but it actually makes the boss fight of this area faster. So, okay. You can get caught on walls like that, which is really stupid. But, yeah. So this room's just enemy spam. We can kind of just walk right through the middle and they won't hit us. Alright, so this is the guy we're gonna hit. If we hit him with a hammer out of battle, these guys will be dizzy and won't attack us. Alright, so now we're going to level up the babies again. So baby Luigi's gonna have a 3 in the wheel. I'm gonna have to hit it. And I did. Nice. So we should be doing around 28 or 29 damage on Swiggler. Each cannonballer. That's usually what I base a good POW off of. So we're going to do something in this room called ledge clipping, which is going to be prevalent throughout the run. So what you do there is you kind of clip into a ledge and it just shoots you up to wherever there's a ledge, wherever there's a floor above you. We're going to use that to our advantage later on. But right there you see we just skipped an entire puzzle. That's the only time we're going to do it with Baby Mario and Luigi. From now on we're going to be doing it with Big Mario and Luigi. So we're going to be entering the Swiggler battle at around 49-45, which is really good. Especially considering what happened in Bowser's Castle. So the Swiggler cutscene is pretty long as well. Gives me a good chance to talk about how random Swiggler is going to be. Swiggler is the most annoying boss in this game. Aside from Sunnyside, which is also the worst boss in this game. But Swiggler, he's gonna have like 2 Shroob doctors that pull out mushrooms randomly. And we're gonna want gray mushrooms as often as we can. You'll see what I'm talking about once we enter the fight. The gray mushrooms, we will poison his drink and we'll make him kind of blue. And that allows us to attack him. But the red mushrooms will actually heal him, so we don't want any red mushrooms. We want all the gray mushrooms. So it's really rare that you get a red mushroom right off the bat. I've seen it happen before, though. You can get double red on the first turn as well, which is super slow, super unlucky. Alright. So, he also counterattacks every time you attack him while he's red, but while he's blue, he won't do that. Alright, so now we want one gray mushroom and one red mushroom. This will set us up for... that will allow us to hit him with a bunch of fireballs. If you don't understand what I mean, you'll see later on. So we want a gray. Alright, it looks like we're getting double red, which is fine. Never mind. So this is looking like pretty good RNG so far. And the bottom guy died. That's not good. So this regular fight is bad. You can see you don't want the bottom guy to die like that, but he did because he's an idiot. So it looks like we're gonna get double red, which allows us to use cannonballers. And just kidding. So what I'm gonna do is not use fire flowers, and we're gonna use cannonballers. Hopefully we get a lucky, which would be nice, considering this fight is pretty bad already. Alright, hopefully he gives us another gray mushroom. That would be really good, but he probably won't. Just kidding! He did, because he's a good person. So this is some pretty crazy luck right now, I'm not gonna lie. If he gives us another one, that would be insane. So you can see we're kind of delaying his attacks with these purple drinks. Another gray mushroom would be crazy. Okay. 2 grays. This is crazy RNG. You normally don't see this. You normally wouldn't see this many gray drinks in a row. It's extremely rare that this happens. So we got some pretty good RNG, despite being bad at the beginning. Nothing you could do about being bad at the beginning, though. Quite random. If we get another gray, then this will be a really fast fight. Doesn't look like we're gonna get another gray, though, which is fine. I don't think he's gonna die to these 2 cannonballers, but he might, which would be super fast. If not, we can sit through 1 attack. And there's our lucky that we wanted. Let's see if he dies. If he does, great. If he doesn't, that's fine too. This will still be a really fast fight. Another lucky dude. And he died. Alright, crazy fight. Crazy good. So we're ahead of PB right now because of that fight. So now we're going to get infinite money. Like I was talking about earlier, money is not something you have to worry about in this game. Lucky for us, it's the other frame perfect trick in this run. Now, he said you can laugh at me if I mess it up, but that's gonna hurt my feelings, so please don't laugh if I mess it up. It's not something that you expect to get first try, but when you do, it's crazy. We're gonna use... I use a visual cue. Some other runners say that they use an auditory cue. I honestly don't hear it, but probably couldn't do it without headphones either. So I guess that tells you something about the audio. So to get this glitch to work, we have to have an empty inventory. That involves getting naked before you get. Luckily, all EGAD interludes are now fairly short. Alright, so since this is a hard trick, we're gonna save, because if we mess up, there's no recovering. No runner does this without saving, by the way. So, don't think I'm just trying to be cool and save. So like I said, we have to have a blank inventory, which involves selling all of our things. This is also the reason we got all of the Koopa shells, because that's what we're going to use for the glitch. I'll explain it after I do it. I just kind of have to focus. Alright, so I'm going to save. If we mess it up, that's fine. That was a really good fight, so we got a little bit of time to spare. We obviously want to get it fast, but it's okay if we don't. Alright, that was really late. That's fine. So this is where the time save for Japanese comes into play. In the European version, you have to sit through the title screen every time, but in the Japanese version, it just goes automatically. Alright, I tried early. Third try is the charm, like I always say. Alright, just like I said, third try is the charm. So you can see we got a lot of money from that. We have to do it again because we're money hungry. Oh yeah. Forgot what I was doing. Alright, first try. That's crazy. So you see we have to do it twice. So right now we're going to buy some items that we need for the final boss. We need a lot of mushrooms, we need a lot of these, we need a few of these. Since we have so much money, we can just kind of be reckless with what we buy. Alright, so now we're heading up to Yoshi's Island, which is one of the most broken areas in the game. There's a lot of stuff that happens. So we're learning the Spin Bros, which is actually the key to breaking Yoshi's Island as much as it is, because now we can ledge clip with Mario and Luigi. It's also worth pointing out that you can actually ledge clip in Superstar Saga, and it is used in the speedrun right in Woohoo Mountain. I think it's called Woohoo Mountain. Yeah, you ledge clip there.
Okay.
Ledge clipping in that game's a little different though in this game, but it works basically the same. Alright, so now we're on our way. So we're gonna do a few more stair hops here. Shoutouts to everyone who's impressed by stair hopping. Alright, so I don't think I'm on PB pace anymore. we're right on PB's tail though. Don't worry. So we're gonna do a few ledge clips here to skip about 5 to 6 minutes of cutscenes. These are really nice because the cutscenes are like super boring and you kind of have to mash text through them. We're a speedrunner, so we don't like to sit through cutscenes. Alright, so ledge clips are pixel perfect. It's easier to buffer inputs on regular DS than it is on 3DS, but there we go. That was pretty good. So yeah, we just skipped a bunch of cutscenes there. And those ledge clips are a lot more precise than you would think they are. You have to do it in a certain position or you get stuck like you saw me do one time. So yeah, pretty good ledge clips. So I don't condone forest fires, but Kamek's gonna set a few, and if I'm gonna be honest, we're probably not gonna put them out, even though the game wants us to. I'm gonna do something here, what I've dubbed Task Shot, because nobody did it before the task came out. Basically, we're gonna shoot this fire from off-screen, and it looks kind of cool, I guess. Alright, so now we're gonna do something called spring clipping. We're gonna clip into the spring and use it for later. That is a lot more precise than it looks. So what we're going to do now is something called top screen storage. We're going to enter the top loading screen as we enter a new loading screen. So basically what this does is when we leave the top screen, we're going to be put out of bounds. And once we maneuver out of bounds, we can just maneuver up to this loading zone up here, skipping all of the little puzzles down there. We're gonna do it again, and you may see that a boss isn't on my splits. So that should give you an indication of what we're gonna skip. So these fuzzy guys are probably my third most hated enemy. That guy's not a big problem. But some of them later on are actually pretty mean. Don't worry if you missed the spring clip the first time around, we're gonna do it again. Don't worry. So these Shy Guys are pretty cool because they can just kind of throw invisible spears as well. And by invisible, I mean they don't have a hitbox either, so you can just like, just kind of walk around them. They're not too scary. So there is another one of these floofy guys in the cave here, and if he wants his screen time, he'll definitely make it known. Somehow I avoided him. I don't know how. I thought totally we were going to get into a encounter there, but he didn't want his screen time today, it seems. So that guy threw an invisible spear, as you saw. So I don't really feel like dealing with these fuzzy guys up here. They are pretty annoying and have killed a lot of my runs in the past. We're just gonna kind of be slow and just kind of dig under them. Luckily, that's all the fuzzy guys we gotta deal with for now. There are no more in the run. So we're gonna open this door and just leave immediately, because we're doing another spring storage to do a top screen storage again. So we're doing top screen storage again. Normally you would fight Kamek, but we don't want to, so we're just gonna kind of avoid doing that. So we just walk around the Kamek fight trigger, and that lets us skip Kamek. That was actually the first skip that was found by Solidified Gaming. Shoutouts to the Solidified Gaming and Really Tall for being cool dudes. Before that was found, the only glitch in this game was Money Glitch. Almost a year ago, back in May of 2017, was when most of these glitches were found. And it was just like a continual effort to find more glitches, and eventually they found the granddaddy of all glitches, which we'll see later. This game is for a Nintendo DS, but I'm playing on a 3DS. Like I said earlier, buffering inputs is a lot easier on regular DS because the D-pad is much bigger than a 3DS. On 3DS, the D-pad is pretty small. So this cutscene is kind of hecked up because we skipped Kamek. The camera doesn't know what to do, so... So that was a really good Yoshi's Island. And I think I explained everything pretty well. So we're in Yube's belly, which would probably be one of my favorite areas if it weren't for the worst enemy in the game. We're gonna get introduced to them a little bit later on. We have to do a few puzzles first. So yeah, just a cutscene of the babies crying, because what else would they do? Whoa, Luigi, where did you get those cookies from? I don't remember ever watching the cutscene where you got those cookies.
Thank you very much.
He obviously made those cookies out of the blood, sweat, and tears that he had to go through, going through Yoshi's Island. We'll just say that. They're blood cookies. So the whole premise of this upper room is we have to go and save the Yoshis. They're kind of duelists, so we have to go and save them from all of the traps that they've got themselves stuck in. So we're gonna try to do something kind of cool here, I guess. When we knock the fruit out of the underground here, we'll see if Mario grabs it. Yeah, nice. So yeah, that's a little time saver. I don't know if people think that's cool or not, but it's definitely pretty cool to me. Alright, so I use a visual cue for this water shot. I don't know how other runners kind of hit that UFO, but yeah. So these guys probably have the best Shroob name out of the entire Shroob family. They're called RC Shroobers. They control some Shroob robotics telepathically. Hopefully they give us the good attack. He did. Nice. So this is the fast attack. He's also weak to ice flowers, which will allow us to just decimate him. Alright. So a jump should kill him. So nothing too interesting is going on for a couple of rooms. So, yeah. We're just kind of saving some Yoshis. So this is the reason we got the Yoshi fruit. This guy needs one to wake up. Alright, so we're now going to finally reveal the worst enemy in the game. Hopefully he's nice. This guy is probably the worst. So they're dry bones. They're nothing special. He's in a bad position. Cool. Okay, we did it. So we're gonna do another ledge clip here. Hopefully I don't mess it up too much. Alright. So that ledge clip is really interesting because it doesn't look like there's actually anything to ledge clip on there. But yeah, it's pretty special. Pretty special ledge clip. So he's in a bad position. Hopefully he doesn't wreck us. Okay. He didn't wreck us. Sometimes he can just throw a bone while you're getting back on Mario and Luigi and just kind of wreck you for no reason. So another RC Shroober fight. Hopefully he gives us the good attack. It's really fast. If he doesn't, that's fine. And he did. Nice. It's really rare that you get the 2 good attacks in a row, so. So Mario and Luigi should level up. Hopefully I don't miss their level ups this time. Alright. So we've saved all the Yoshis. Now we can go to the basement and head to Sunnyside. So you know how I was talking about that there are sub-pixel clips that you can do in this game? Well, in the basement here, there is a sub-pixel clip that you can do. And it saves around 5 seconds. I'm obviously not going to go for it because it's sub-pixel based. If you're crazy, you can go for it. Be my guest. It allows you to avoiding all of these dry bones. We're a master at avoiding bones, so hopefully they don't ruin us. Dude, he ruined me. That's fine. So this is why dry bones are the worst enemies in this game. I hate them with everything about me. So to avoid that, I would have had to slow down. I would have had to read the mind of the bone and to avoid that encounter. So I'm not too mad about that one. I am mad, but I'm not too mad. If you get what I'm saying. So here's what I like to call the Yoshi bathtub. The Yoshis are getting a nice bath and turning into eggs. So that encounter was quite unfortunate, but dry bones have like their bones have a mind of their own. They can just kind of wreck you. One of the reasons why they're the worst enemies in this game. Yeah, dude, I'm mad deep within my bones. So now we're on our way to Sunnyside, which is the most RNG boss in this game. He can literally ruin your run if he wants to. So yeah, really great boss in a speedrun.
Oh yeah.
Basically, this blue toad, his name is Toadbert, I think. He's gonna give us a map that we would clean off later, but we're obviously gonna skip that part. So this is a stylus-less percent run. That's the only time you use the stylus in the entire game.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Yahoo.
Alright, so this is Sunnyside, the most RNG boss in the game. For a casual player, he might be pretty hard-boiled, but for us speedrunners, he's pretty over-easy. Basically what we do is react to his attacks. There can be about a minute or two difference between a good fight and a bad fight, so I think I've seen up to 3 minutes difference, so hopefully he's feeling nice today. So what you don't want is hammers right off the bat, which is what he gave us. So when he knocks down more eggs, it usually means he's going to throw them. Doesn't always mean that, but... Hopefully he leaves 2. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Alright, so hopefully he knocks down more eggs. It's rare that he actually throws 2 eggs. Alright, just kidding. It is rare that he will throw 2 eggs instead of doing that. But this gives us a chance to actually attack him. Yeah, let's see what this fight boils down to. Alright, so we want him to leave around 2. If he leaves 3, that's kind of bad. Nice. If he leaves 1, that's fine as well. Alright, so we have 4. We definitely only want him to have 1 out. So we'll see if he throws all of them. That would be awful. If he throws 3, that would be great. That would be really good RNG. Alright, well, whatever. It was worth a shot. So hopefully he leaves 1 egg. Leaving 3, and I'll have to actually wait out the turn, just like this. Hopefully he's not a butt and throws all of them. Hopefully he only throws 2. He's a butt. So you can see it's not all bad when he throws all of his eggs. Because we actually get to attack him. No hammers, okay, that's fine. As long as he throws his babies the next turn around. Please throw a 4. Alright, this is bad. He's being an idiot. So we're gonna try and bait him out to throwing them. He's being really mean right now. Like I said, RNG. What can you do? So this is terrible. We can't break any eggs. or the Yoshis will come down, and we'll obviously have a bunch of eggs as targets for fire flowers. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say right now. Wow. He has so many cracked eggs, and if he does it again, I can use an ice flower and break all of these. You know what? I'm going to not do that. I want to see if he'll give me another hammer. So we can have like 10 billion Yoshis on the top screen. So he can't throw all 5 eggs at once, so this guarantees a 3-turn attack on him, pretty much. So now we get to barrage him with fire flowers for 3 turns, so he should be dead after this. Alright, so he's dead. So we're about even with PB, it seems. That was not a terrible fight, even though I said it was. It's actually pretty average. So the baby's POW doesn't really matter too much. If you get a 1, it's fine. We're not going to use them too much. Still like to go for 2s, though. So yeah. Pretty good. I wouldn't say it went excellent. Not extraordinary either, but Alright, so we took the back exit out of Sunnyside, or, Youb. I forget who we're actually inside of. So if you have FFZ, please spam Yoshi Champ, because that's what's getting ready to happen. Basically, Baby Bowser took all the credit for us destroying the Youb. But Toadbird comes in, saves the day, tells everyone that we actually were the ones who defeated him. Alright, so now our last EGAD intermission before the end of the run. Luckily, all of the hard stuff is pretty much out of the way. Now we just have hard fights to do. All of the hard glitches are out of the way, is what I meant to say. So we could go to the final area right now, but we're not going to. Alright, that guy was in my way. I'm sorry. Alright, so now we're going to buy some items. This is our last shopping trip. And I think that's all we need. Alright, so we're gonna get the Big Pal badge. This will increase our PAL by 1.5, I think. And we're gonna get the shell slacks for Luigi. That's important for the final boss. You might be thinking why, but defense and HP are a very good... It's very tight in this run. You have to be pretty on point with your defense and HP values. So now we learn Ball, which is another broken Bros move in this game. You'll see what I mean later on. We're not going to use anything game-breaking through Fritzy Desert. Alright, so now we're headed to Fritzy Desert, which is the final area before the final dungeon, if you can believe that. You might be saying to yourself, how is that possible? Well, you're getting ready to find out. Don't worry, we're almost there. So that toad decided to walk over. Nothing I could do about that. Dude, so close to the 69. Run's ruined. So yeah, that's what I tried to do. Alright, so we're headed to Fritzy Desert, which has a banger soundtrack, but it's not the banger of the run quite yet. The banger, as it should be, is placed right at the end of the run. Everyone likes this track, though. Alright, Alright, so this is the first time we're going to see Kylie Koopa. Every time you see Kylie Koopa, you know that there's going to be a really long cutscene. So we don't want to see Kylie Koopa. Unlucky for us that we have to sit through this one. So yeah, pretty boring, long cutscene. Nothing really to explain.
Mamma mia! Sabi pa na to taramato ng Petro, tutulungan na Beto! Mato no taramato, tutulungan na pagkinabato! Mato no taramato, tutulungan na pagkinabato! Oh yeah! Awaw!
Alright, so we're free. So we're just going to go around Fritzy Desert, hitting some blocks, and opening Koopaseum, which is where we will fight next boss. So right now we can mention how that there is a way to skip all of this, but it only works on emulator. It crashes on both Wii U and DS, on console essentially. You can actually get to that pipe, that blue pipe you see up there on the top, the middle left of the screen. You can get to that early, and it would save around 8 or 9 minutes if we could do that on console. Sadly, we cannot do it on console. What it would skip all of Koopaseum. It would skip all of these dumb block puzzles as well. Yeah, it's definitely not allowed in runs, since it doesn't work on console. It uses something that allows you to use top screen storage anywhere, and basically store top screen storage from Yoshi's Island and take it anywhere you want, which is really cool. But on console, it crashes once you enter the portal to leave Yoshi's Island. So yeah, really sad that it doesn't work, but what can you do? And the way it works is you just don't leave the top screen and enter the pipe. What it does is it like artificially starts cutscenes and triggers events. So it actually triggers Luigi opening the pipe. That guy is not supposed to be able to hit you from all the way over there. Never had that happen before. This has never happened to me before. Yeah, usually if you're like really far to the right there, that guy can't hit you. I guess he was just screwing with me today. Everyone's wanting this room to die. Sunnyside, the enemies, but we're still prevailing. But yeah, it artificially starts triggers, and it actually triggers the block there, so you can enter the pipe. If you want to see a video of it, I recommend you looking at Solidified Gaming's channel on YouTube. That time loss is pretty much purely from the dumb Pokey. Really never had that happen before. So what's going on here is they've kidnapped Peach, and they're going to sacrifice her to Petey Piranha. Definitely not a ripoff or a parody of any Star Wars scene, for sure. Definitely not. Aliens sacrificing the good guys to a monster. Definitely never seen that before. So yeah, this cutscene's pretty long, and you can't actually take a break. You have to be mashing, because even though there's no, like, advanceable text, if you mash, this text will scroll faster, so... Yeah, totally not a parody right here. This has never been done before. Original idea. Alright, so the Koopaceum is probably one of the shortest areas in the game, which is really sad because it does have some good music as well. Basically all areas in this game have good music. Sorry. But yeah, this is one of the shortest. Alright, so I'm gonna go for a dumb time saver in the next Darkroom, which is coming up. It saves like 5 seconds, and it's really dumb, really hard. So if I mess it up once, we'll just do it the regular way. So what you do is you get on the very edge of this, and we got it. Nice. So this skips a lot, actually. So, nice that we got that. That's really hard to do. May not look hard, but yeah, it's really hard. Definitely unintended. Alright, so here is Shroob Brat. This fight has RNG, but it's definitely not as terrible as the other boss fights. It can be terrible, though. If he's really dumb, it can be terrible. Had it happen before. Had it happen many times before. Alright, so here he comes. He's coming. Alright, so this fight is going to show off the first Infinite Bros item, which is the Chain Chomp. We're also going to be using it on the final bosses as well, but we'll get to that later. So basically, the infinite items in this game, the Chomps, the Flowers, the Copy Flowers, and the Trampolines are very useful. The only one that could go infinitely as a human is the Pocket Chomp. Both the Copy Flower and Trampoline get a little bit too crazy to handle. So what we're hoping for is defense down. And I saw it. Nice. Right off the bat. Defense down. So since we have the Big Pal badge on, we have to get an excellent or a great before the badge kicks in. So I can't talk during this. I'm going to be focusing really hard. I'll let somebody else on the couch take over during this part. I messed it up. That's fine. That's about 400. So we got another chance. So that's completely fine. If you mess it up once, you still have another chance to get it again. I definitely got confused because there were so many Marios in a row. That's what confused me. Normally there's like a bit of a pattern that you can follow, but it didn't really follow that pattern. Alright, so he's dead. So, not a perfect fight, but pretty good. Good enough. I'll take it any day. Alright, so that was a goal because the new strats with the Big Pal badge actually save a lot of time. We didn't know that the Big Pal badge was actually faster until recently. So recently that I haven't been able to do runs with the new strat. So that gold could be improved by even like 10 more seconds because I messed up the chomp one time. Alright, so now we're on our way to get the Dire Pal badge, which is what we came here for. Sorry, Peach, you're gonna be dead. Roasting inside a PD, I'm sorry. It had to happen. So more babies crying. What's new? Alright, so we gotta access this shop to get the Dire Pal badge. And then we're gonna do something that, I don't think any other Mario and Luigi game does in the speedrun. We're gonna do a death warp. Alright, so here's the Dire Pal badge. So after we get it, we're just gonna kinda nope out of here and head back to Peach's Castle. So what I was talking about earlier, this is what the top screen storage anywhere would do. It artificially triggers this cutscene. So yeah. Again, go to Solidified Gaming's YouTube channel. It'll show you everything you want or need to know about that trick. Hopefully there's two guys. Nice. Right. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Oh, I waited too long. Alright. Alright, so if you hit the top screen, if you hit the top button, your run's over. Because it'll load from the nearest save. But if you hit the bottom button, it will work you back to Peach's Castle. So now we're going to do the holy grail of skips in this game. Not going to spoil it until we actually get there, but just trust me. It's crazy. We're gonna grab this 1-up DX right here, just for safety. In the final boss, you want as many 1-up DXs as you can get, and you can obviously not buy them from the store right now. Alright, so as soon as we get out of the time hole, Stuffwell's basically gonna tell us, we need all the star shards to enter here. Go back, you dumb idiot. So we're going to do something called ball clipping. And what it does, it basically pushes you backwards when you use the ball, and that allows us to actually clip inside the door. We're going to do something similar coming up in Shroob Castle. But just wait. Alright. So since we have the Dire Pal badge, we obviously have to get into Dire Pal. And to do that, we need Mario and Luigi to die. So now we're going to be doing a heck of a lot more damage. So while we're waiting for this guy to lose his invincible frames, we're gonna go and do this Darkroom. So this Darkroom is probably the hardest one to do. No way is anyone doing this blind. That's about as far as I can get. Alright, so there's a nice visual glitch that you can see if you do this room blind. You can see it's now black in here. That's not supposed to happen. Oh no! So we're gonna miss a cycle now because that was a dumb mistake on my part. I apologize, everyone. Very dumb mistake, haha. Don't laugh, please. So yeah, we should have caught that cycle there, but obviously I fell into the spikes. It's okay though. So we're gonna do a little cool trick here. We're going to place the babies under this block and hit the block at the same time so we can grab the babies while this cutscene is playing. So, since we're at such a low level, we're gonna have to grind levels for a little bit. So we're at 1 health, so everything's gonna look a little bit more impressive, I guess. Notice these guys would be a one-hit kill anyway, so... So one more Fire Flower should kill these guys. They've got such low health left. So we actually have to level up Mario's HP now, which might sound weird, but it's used for the final boss. Nice, we got the 6. That's what we really want. So, it might seem silly to upgrade his health, but trust me, it's useful for the final boss. So we're gonna fight every Tanumba coming up. That's because they're the fastest enemies to get into an encounter with. They also give a lot of experience as well. So this guy will die in 1 turn, hopefully. Dude, he's so close. Like, watch this. Never mind. Watch this. So we're going to level 12, which might sound like an arbitrary number, but it's really not. That's when you can do the most damage. Level 14 also gives you a huge POW bonus. Like, it gives you a lot more damage, but we're obviously not going to do that, because that's slow to go to level 14. A lot slower than it is to just go to level 12. So we still have to upgrade Mario's HP. Alright, so I got a high number there. That means we can actually upgrade Mario's POW 1 more, which will let him do a little bit more damage. So we have perfect HP, which is really nice. Hopefully there's 2 in this. Okay, there's not 2. We might have to take an extra battle, because we've only been getting 1 in each encounter. Alright, that's the last drill of the run, so hype. We're nearing the end. Alright, so now we're going to grab the Space Pants, which is actually the most OP slacks in the game that you can find. Luckily, they put them right here in this stump. We're going to put them to Mario, which will give him stat boosts on almost everything. That's how OP they are.
Let's go.
Nice. Alright. So I'm gonna level up Mario's HP once more, and then we'll be done leveling up his HP. We'll actually start leveling up his PAL again. So the baby's POW doesn't really matter. I'm still gonna go for 2. Okay, never mind. I need to go for a 2 on the next 2 rolls, but I think I can afford a 1 on each roll right now. So we gotta get some copy flowers for the final boss. You might see why. So we might have to take another encounter. Alright, there's 3 guys. Hopefully I can avoid this middle guy. He's a bit of a pain in the butt to avoid his attack sometimes. So that's fine. I can just bring back Luigi, and we should still be doing a lot of damage. I'm gonna have to take another encounter just to get Luigi back at Dire Pal, but we should still get the level up. Alright, this is the attack I wanted from the beginning, but he's an idiot. Alright, so now everybody's gonna be leveled up right where they need to be. I'm gonna have to take another encounter just to kill off Luigi, but that's fine. Like I said, I wanted to here. If I don't get it, it's no big deal. Alright, so we're good to go. I'm gonna have to take an encounter again, sadly. I'm gonna get an encounter with these guys. These are the second worst enemies in the game. Alright, so I mentioned how we're going to use Ball Clip again. This is where we're going to use it again at, right here. So everyone get hype. So right there we can clip out of bounds. Pretty cool. I don't think these guys are the closest. Okay, good. So we just get them, throw the babies out of bounds, bring them back in bounds, and we're up here. The skip's doing a lot of puzzles in this castle. So yeah. Pretty fast. Alright, so now we're going to kind of work our way backwards through Shroob Castle. Which might sound weird, but it's actually the fastest way to go. We're going to head to the basement now, which you normally wouldn't want to go through because there is a mini-boss down there. But if we enter backwards, we don't actually have to fight the mini-boss. Another reason we go through the basement is because there are mixed flowers down here, and we need those for the final boss as well. So since we enter backwards, these spikes don't know where to place us, so when we jump on them, they just kind of send us right where we want to go. So since we go through this backwards, again, like I said, the spikes really don't know where to place us. Luckily, there's mixed flowers right here, and it puts us right over here. Alright, so now we're done. And we are now in the top portion of Shroob Castle. So this door doesn't exist. We're just gonna kind of walk right through. There are actually mushroom drops right there. So if we enter backwards here, the UFOs will push us right where we want to go. Mario and Luigi are just kind of looking at us really weird. Yeah. So I'm gonna save here because, like I said, these flying guys are a pain. And if we get into an encounter, it's most likely death. So we're gonna get rid of the babies because we're gonna do the last ledge flip. Hopefully I get it fairly fast. Alright, first try. Nice. Alright, so that basically skips all of Shroob Castle. So now we're on our way to the final boss. So what we skipped was, we skipped a UFO minigame, and we skipped a mini-boss. A mini-boss in quotation marks because it's basically another minigame, but you kill a chomp. The only chain chomp that isn't your friend in this game. So since we skipped the first UFO minigame, that was basically a tutorial, now we get to hit the real UFO minigame. It's RNG as well, but you kind of have to react to it, so it's not terrible. It's actually a lot of fun. Basically, Luigi is really scared and he wants to go home, but we can't do that. Alright, so we find Peach, who is miraculously not inside of Petey, even though we definitely saw her get swallowed by him. Alright, so here is Princess Shroob, who we think is in control of all the Shroobs, and if we take her down, then everything will go back to normal. So what we got to do is, we got to go and fight the UFO that is terrorizing the upskirts of this castle. Alright, so these stair hops save probably the most time out of any stair hops. Because you walk really slow up those stairs. I guess to let you contemplate fighting this giant UFO. But we'll see how good this RNG is. Hopefully it's really good. I've gotten some pretty bad patterns before. Alright, so she'll never be below this. Alright, it looks like she's gonna be up top. Alright, she's down here. Nice. 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 So we got hit there. That was my fault. Hopefully she will kind of move towards the bottom. She might still move towards the bottom, yeah. Alright, she might be at the top, which is... okay, she's at the middle. That was my fault. Alright, well, this is really slow. Trust me. But it's okay. Alright, she might be at the top. Alright, she's at the bottom. So that was really slow. That's fine. Basically my fault. You can blame it all on me. I don't care. She started giving me good patterns towards the middle, but then she kinda didn't. Good to go, though.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now we're gonna fight Princess Shroob. You'll see what I do. Basically, we're going to use copy flowers, and hopefully we don't mess them up. If we do get hit, then we, it'll be a much longer fight if we actually get hit. Hopefully that doesn't happen, though.
Mario.
Alright, so here she is. If my splits don't give it away already, this is obviously not the real final boss.
Let's go.
Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we count the hits that we do on... So we count the hits we do on that, and that automatically breaks. Takes 15 hits. I did 16 just to be sure. Okay, so now we're going to go Pepper. So we need 4 copy flowers at around 400 damage. We'll see what we get. That was my longest copy flower I've ever done. So that was pretty crazy. Got a bit nervous during that, if I'm gonna be honest. That was probably around 100 hits, which is crazy. You only have about 6 frames to read who's coming off screen. So that's about 500. Yep. Alright, so she might die here, which would be really fast, because that is 3 cycles, and that is crazy. Actually crazy. If not, I have a cannonball, and she will die to that. Alright, that's probably the best Princess Shroob fight I've ever had in my life, so PogChamp. I think we're about like plus 30 seconds over PB, yeah. Which is really good for a no reset, considering all that's happened. Really good fight. Really good run so far.
Oh yeah.
So the trick is to not get nervous. I'm getting nervous though, so... So the reason that we actually need to heal Mario so much, like we did, is because after this fight, the game automatically heals you. And we need to get into Dire Pow again. So we have the perfect HP values and the perfect defense values to actually take a few hits from Elder Princess Shroob here, and to get back into Dire Pow. Alright, here we go. So Elder Princess Shroob, the real final boss, she has 2 phases. One easy phase, one harder phase, kinda. I gotta move my keyboard because we actually have to mash an attack, the Mix Flowers. And I need a table to mash for this game. To mash one button specifically. Here we go. So right off the bat, we want Chomps. We want her to use a Chain Chomp, and we don't want poison, which is a side effect that can happen. So if I hit both of these, that will probably bait her into giving me Chomps, which is what I want. Alright, that's fine. So she's gonna bring more down. Hopefully she gives, Princess Peach gives it to Luigi. Very nice. This should bait her into giving me what I want. Nice. Alright. So 2 hits to Mario and 1 hit to Luigi will put us into Dire Pow. Alright. So I'm gonna go for 1 Coffee Flower here, just because we have an extra. Let's see what I can do. Alright, that's about 500, I think. 400, okay. I was wrong. Alright, so now we want a chomp. And I'm gonna be quiet. My heart is really racing right now, because this fight is always nerve-wracking. Alright, so now we're going into the last phase. So my nerves started wearing off a little bit more. Alright, so what I want is around 350 damage to the legs. If I get hit, that's fine. We still have backups to get back into Dire Pal. So I'm gonna stay quiet. Because this fight is actually hard. So that's the hardest attack to avoid, and I avoided it, so that's PogChamp in my book. Mario Luigi, Mario Luigi, Mario Luigi, Mario Luigi. Alright. So what I want to do is pepper up again. And copy flower the feet. And I don't want a perfect foot kill. I only want around 300 damage. Generally the cutoff is when it starts to get fast. So right there. That should be about 375-ish. Nice. So hopefully she gives me an easy attack to avoid here. Okay, nice. And then she will give me legs, and we will be able to mix flour. No, don't do that. Alright, here we go. So this is what I need the table for. Alright, so the arm should die next turn. Hopefully, easy attacks to avoid, like always. Mario, Luigi, Mario, Luigi, Mario, Luigi, Mario, Luigi. Alright. After this, we should be free to go. I just have to avoid this. Alright. So we're pretty much home free. I just have to get a chomp. Alright. So I'm gonna be quiet here. I don't want to mess up the chomp, but here we go. Alright, there you go. So that's the final boss. And this is a PV. Well, it might be. So I guess we can compare against this. My Shroob fight was really good in PV. Didn't think this could PV, but it did. So, pretty happy about that. Yeah, so that's Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. We still have a little bit to go before time ends. We have the real final boss. We have Shroob left. It's a pretty straightforward boss fight, though. So we have a few cutscenes before we actually get to Shroob. So basically, they find out baby tears are the cure for the Shroobs. And Egad sprays baby tears all across the past, fixing all the Shroobs. Don't ask where he actually got those baby tears, but yeah, he got them from somewhere. He may or may not have tortured baby Mario and Luigi to get all those tears, but again, this is a rated E for everyone game. So here's all the areas that we actually didn't get to see. Didn't get to see that area. Toad Town. Whoa, didn't get to see that area. Star Shrine. Yeah, actually PBing. Nice, right? My Shroob fight was really good, and it's pretty much RNG, so we'll see. Should still be a PB, even by just a few seconds. I feel like my commentary was pretty strong through this run. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this run. I hope you guys consider this submission, as it is a great speedrun.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now we're on our way to fight Shroob, the real final boss. He's pretty much a joke. You can still actually lose a few seconds, even though it looks pretty much like a scripted fight. But this is the first time we're seeing Bowser, actually. He would have been pretty annoying to deal with if we actually saw him earlier in the run. The Bowser and Baby Bowser fight is actually pretty challenging. Even though you are so much more prepared for the bosses and all bosses. Alright, here we go. Get your sour pleases ready. This is the real banger of the run. Just like I said earlier, they save it right for the ending. Normally you would hear this in another part of the run, but we skipped that, so we get to hear it fresh for the first time. Here we go, the real banger. You can't dodge them all, he says, as we continue to dodge them all. Alright, so here's his final attack. He's gonna spit some fire, and Chowser will be dead. And there we go. That should be a PB. Should be a PB, folks. That's it. That's Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Again, hope you highly consider this game. It is a great speedrun. And it really does show off a new game other than Superstar Saga. It's completely different, as you can tell. And yeah, timing ends as soon as the text leaves the last screen. We get to watch some enjoyable cutscenes before that, though. And as we saw earlier, Luigi gives out the last blood cookie, as you will see.
Baby Luigi.
The last cookie, the real last cookie. Here we go. Alright, here we go. So timing is getting ready to end right after this text disappears. And there you go, guys.